Roar! Hello, it's Miss Lund with Clinic 2. Just wanted to bring the Wildcat Way your way. And I hate that we can't be in the classroom face-to-face, but hopefully virtually this is the best way we can right now during this situation. But I look forward to seeing you. I miss all of you. So today, for Clinic 2, I want to do a demonstration of the PSR. PSR stands for Periodontal Screening and Recording. And what PSR is, it's a way to monitor a screening that's a way to monitor someone's periodontal treatment needs. You know, in fundamentals, you are used to, in clinic also, you've learned the probe, the UNC probe, and how to go around each tooth probing into the sulcus to see about someone's periodontal condition. So this is a different type of screening, and like you've gone with every tooth, and you've gone 6 points around each tooth in every sextant. So far in clinic, you have noted every pocket depth of the 6 points of each tooth, like 1 millimeters to maybe 12 millimeters. And you know that 1 to 3 millimeters is considered healthy, and 4 millimeters and above is considered unhealthy, and that tells us that a patient has some type of periodontal disease going on. So it's very important to us as hygienists to detect their periodontal condition and to stay on top of things. Okay, I'm going to do a demonstration today, and what you will need is your typodont, and also you will use a special probe. And this probe was used by the WHO, is World Health Organization, and it's used in these screenings because it saves time. Saves time than our traditional way, which is a great thing for us because we are, concerned about time management and quality of care. So this is the probe that I'm going to be using, and you can see that it's got a little black band color-coded mark in here. And then it's got on the end, if you can see, it's got a 0.5 millimeters of a ball that helps to detect calculus or any abnormalities or any restorations that are broken down. So our main thing or our concern is we want to make sure that it stays out of the black band, coated band, because that tells us that there's some type of periodontal disease going on or periodontal condition for that patient. So I'm going to adjust my camera and I'm going to demonstrate for you, okay? So if you'll take your typodonts, you can help and practice along with me. Okay, let me get adjusted here. Okay, so what we want to do, here's my typodont. We've divided the mouth into sextants, okay? So that is number 1 to number 5 is sextant 1, and then canine to canine, which is number 6 to number 11, which is sextant 2, and then you've got your first premolar to your third molar, which is sextant 3, and then we're going to fall down to here to the mandibular, and this is sextant 4. All the way to the premolar, and then canine to canine here is sextant 5, and then here is sextant 6. Okay. Now, if you'll take your probe, and if you want a modified pin grasp, okay. And remember, this saves time. This is a screening that saves time, and the reason being is we don't have to measure any pocket depths. We just insert it into the sulcus, and we're going to be worried or concerned about this black band here, because at the very end here, right here on the bottom of this band, is 3.5 millimeters, and then it goes up to 5.5 millimeters. So as we know that periodontal condition 1 to 3 is healthy. Okay, 1 to 3 millimeters is right here, but in this black, we want to make sure that it's still visible completely. Okay, that way, knowing that they do not have any periodontal conditions. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to start on the mandible there so you can easily see it there. And remember, we're going to probe 6 points of the tooth. So let's get started here. We're going to go at the distal, okay, probing, and I'm watching that black band because as I'm probing the distal, okay, then I'm doing a walking stroke to the midline, walking stroke into the mesial, okay. Then I'm going to go with the other tooth, the distal, and I'm watching to make sure that that black band is visibly or completely visible at all times. Okay, going into the mesial, continue, distal, and then into the midline, and then the mesial is a point, okay? The distal, midline, and then the mesial, okay? You saw that the black band was completely visible, correct? So, say for example, and I know this is acrylic plastic gums, but say for example a patient had some type of periodontal problems. So I'm going to kind of insert it and put a little more pressure, okay, to show you if it was a problem. And that would be where we could see that the band is partially visible, okay? So we would know that that is a pocket depth of 3.5 to 5.5, okay? So say around about probably 4.5, okay? So we would know that that's unhealthy because healthy is 1 to 3 millimeters. So say for example, we were probing, let's go to the next tooth, the molar, and say for example, it was not visible anymore. Let me see if I can, okay. The black did not show, okay. It's not supragingival, it's not above the gum line. So it just kind of, the black band just sunk into the sulcus. So we would know that that is a problem, okay. That they do have some periodontal issues here. So what we would need to do is we would need to consider their treatment needs on the screening process that we saw that the band is not visible anymore, okay? So what we would do is, what we're going to do is by these numbers is it goes by kind of that plastic, okay? What it does is that tells me how to classify, okay? How to classify their periodontal condition. And so what I would use is a little sticker, like a 6-box sticker, and it has each sextant in there. And what we would do is we would write a code. So a code 0 is healthy, and a code 1 is bleeding on probing, say if we had any bleeding on probing, and then a code 2 would, if we felt any calculus with our probe, and a code 3 would be if it was partially visible into the sulcus, then we would know there's some periodontal pockets going on. And then a code 4 would be that it would be not visible at all. It would be the black mark would be all the way into the sulcus, okay, subgingival. So that would tell me that they need more treatment needs. So this is how you would go around the mouth, each sextant, 6 sextants of the mouth, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the highest score of that sextant. Okay, so we're going to, then we'll, after we do the buccal, the facials of the teeth, then we would go and we would do the linguals, which is the tongue side. And that way it's 6 points of each tooth. And what I mean by that is remember your fulcrum, okay, and also your grasp, the way you have it around your instrument here, your probe. But we would go distal, walk and stroke, that's up and down, to the midline, up and down, to the mesial, okay? That's on the facial view, or the cheek side. Then when you get around to the tongue side, the lingual, you would do the same thing. The distal is a point, and then walk and stroke. Let's see if I can turn it around here where the light is not such a glare for you. And then we would go to the midline, walk and stroke, and go to the mesial, okay? And so we would go this whole sextant, say, this is sextant 4, and what we would do is we would take the highest score of that sextant and we would put in a little box that it represented sextant 4. So it could be a 0, a 1, a 2, or a 3, or a 4, okay? Remember, code 0 is healthy. Code 1 is not healthy. It's bleeding on probing. If you have any bleeding, that was to come above the gum line after probing. And then code 2 is calculus that we detect, subgingival and supragingiva, above the gum line or below the gum line. And then you would have code 3 would be where the black mark is partially visible. Okay, we would know that there's some pocketing going on, 3.5 to 5.5, because it is partially visible, the black band, colored band. And then a code 4 tells us that that black area was completely not visible, okay? So it was submerged into the sulcus, and that meaning that that patient had some deep pockets, okay? So at least 5.5 and above, okay? Okay, so remember, we want to use a special probe, okay? We want to, and we have our perio form that we have in clinic, and what you want to do is you want to do sextant 1, the facial, and the lingual, the tongue side. Then you want to do sextant 2, the facial, the lingual. Then sextant 3, the facial and the lingual. And then you want to go sextant 4, the facial and the lingual. And then sextant 5, facial and lingual. And sextant 6, facial and lingual. We do not use third molars because we want to, unless we only use third molars only if second molars are not present. Okay? So this includes my demonstration. So remember the PSR, periodontal screening and recording. It saves time, and it's a great way, to save time also for time management, quality of care, because we are doing a quality screening by using this, but it saves time as far as just concerned about this visual, the color code band to see their periodontal condition. So we want to write that down. We also want to write the date when we insert it into their documentation. But also from there, what we would do is we would assess their treatment needs as far as what code they got. If they got a code 3, we would know that we need to do a comprehensive perio exam, plus maybe some deep scaling. Also, if they had a code 4 in a sextant, then we would need to also do a comprehensive perio exam and maybe send them to a periodontist for some deep pocketing. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you all face to face, hopefully soon. So if you have any questions, please email me or call me. And I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you keep the studying up. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you.